Learning is something which is lifelong process, and sooner we understand better for us. We always have, when I was small, it was always like passing each stages in life, like high school, and then inter, and then college, and then postgraduate, and then ultimately job. And people always keep saying, oh, this is the last step of learning, this is the last step of learning, and things like that. The reality is, as soon as you realize that learning is a lifelong process, it will be better for you and you will learn it better. Unfortunately, that was not the case when I was growing up, but I understood in my life that there are things which I have to keep improving if I want to improve my value to the society, value to the marketplace, as well as value to the others like family, friends, and others. And that's when I realized there should be some skills which I should be working upon every single day until I am alive and working or doing something for the society. And that's where I thought I will share all those things in this video. What are the skill, what are the things which I will be keep working in my life to see how I can do better and how I can perform better and do better for myself. And that is the video for today. Hey guys, welcome to Money Mindset or More. And today I'm going to share what are the skills you might be looking for developing in a AI driven world, which will be very, very different from the others from my generation. When if you learn the programming skill, you will be probably a most employable person on the planet, but that's not the case now. There are so many things will be irrelevant, but still there are certain basic things which will be always valuable in the life, and that is what I'm going to cover, starting with adaptability. That is a skill which most people actually lack. They think that they adopt according to the situation. That's not true. Most people react to the situation, and that's different than adaptability. Adaptability comes from when you identify something which is changing and you're willing to change accordingly. That's when adaptability comes in, and it can actually help you a lot. So for example, when I realize I can share a lot of information, a lot of things of my life through social media, but then I have to make sure that I have to become comfortable recording things. I have to make sure to say the things like which people say in these videos, right? All those things, they require a lot of change. Most people cannot do that. And that's where, if you are static in life, you will not grow, and that become a challenge. So try to do things which are as per the trend, as per the current scenario, and then see what you can change in yourself to be adopted in that. Classic examples: social media. I cannot make funny videos or things like that which get lots of traction in the on platforms, but I can create the videos like these. So I adopted in the scenario in a way which is comfortable to me. So that's the adaptability I have taken. I can try making funny videos, but I might fail and I will not like, so I will give up. So those are the things you can actually do. See yourself and then adopt and then start acting on those things. The next one, which is a skill which is very underrated or not understood very well, is emotional intelligence. A simple definition is understanding your and others' emotions to react on things is basically considered as emotional intelligence. If you understand yourself and you understand others' feelings and act accordingly, that is what is emotional intelligence. Most of the time, people don't do that. They say, but 95% people don't do that at all. Because the main important thing is that develop self-awareness in yourself is the first step if you want to be emotional intelligence. So for example, I personally don't like to be even 1 minute late in any of my meetings. And in the past, I used to expect that from others also. Now, when I understood that this is not possible and I analyze why that happens, people are late and things like that, then I start understanding, no, this is normal. This is nothing there is nothing wrong in being one minute late or something like that. Small things I'm sharing. So, but that happens only when I realize that this is something can be seen as problem in myself, that I'm getting mad if somebody is just 1 minute late. So that's not good. But that comes from analyzing my own emotions and understanding what can be scenarios for others. Extremely important. If you can develop that, you will be very successful in corporate settings, especially in large companies. The next one is communication. No brainer. People who can communicate the best, they are paid the most. Classic examples are all the actors in any world, any part of the world. If you go to India, if you go to US, China, or anywhere, people who are get paid the most, who make the most money, are the actors. Why? Just because they communicate better. That's it. They can communicate in a way you will understand that certain actor will be a doctor or engineer or fighter when they are not. That's the power of communication. So communicating your message clearly and with impact, that can be defined in communication. And I will again say that people confuse communication with language. That's not true. Language is a different part. It's maybe a subset of communication, but it's not communication. So if somebody can have a very good accent in English and people think that he has good communication, that's not true. They have good command over language. That doesn't mean they can communicate well. So understanding how you can deliver your message the way you want to be and other people can have that same impact, that's what the communication is. Extremely important, game changer for yourself. So definitely keep working on that. I keep working on that particular part every single day. The next one is influence. Now, not the influence the way we see in social media in these days. What I'm talking about, influence through your actions which can inspire and uplift others by doing something which you are doing, not by telling that you should be doing and you yourself are doing something totally different. So for example, I am very disciplined on making content, making videos. I have a plan for my next 5 years why I'm making those videos, and that's what I will keep sharing everybody, that whatever I'm doing anybody can do and you should be doing. So that's how you try to create influence on others. Even 1 or 2 person can get impacted by your messaging, that will be worth putting all the effort. So try to create that influence around, start with your own surroundings, friends, family, and then see how you can influence a larger gathering. One caution I will say that it will be the most difficult to influence people who are close to you, maybe friends and family. So don't get discouraged by that. Try to do things like I'm doing and see if you can influence outside world. It will be worth exploring. The next skill which will be always relevant is critical thinking, diagnosing any specific problem, figuring out what might be critical elements, solving them. Those can be crucial steps even in the AI driven world. AI can be trained or can be good only based upon our own critical thinking abilities. If you are good in something, your AI or your AI trained model will be far better than others. That is something people miss. You should be developing these skills so that you can use technology in a better terms. Next one is, which is very important to me, is continuous learning. I keep engaging myself in more courses which I can finish, more subjects which I can learn, and more books. I buy more books than I can read. By doing that, actually, I do a lot of things when it comes to continuous learning, and it is not something which is linked with I always with the financial result. That's not true. It sometimes it just keep improving my own thinking process, and that way I have more what I call processing power to consume different kind of information coming from different people. So for example, kids in America have a totally different way of learning in schools, and I was in school in India, so my learning was totally different. Now when I try to understand their perspective, it's totally different, and that is something is a learning for me, and that's how I am seeing that there are huge number of scope available for me even to grow, and that is true for everybody. And it is a lifelong process. You should be always dedicating. I will recommend you should have a self-learning calendar for yourself where you put courses or activities for personal and professional development, and try to make a personal brand item out of it, because that will be very key for you. If you make a brand out of your own content and life, it will be worth exploring in future what you can do. The next one is teamwork. That is very critical. Mm, You might, if you are running a small business or a startup, you might not feel it, but in a setup like big corporation, the teamwork is something which can make or break everything for you. So you need to learn how to work in a large team, how to communicate, engage, and avoid conflicts within teams, and still get the work done. Those are the skill are very important skill for your team management. Also, you need to understand how to collaborate in a diverse team, because the moment you learn how to collaborate in diverse teams, the innovation part of your business or personal life goes very very high as compared to you doing individually or with a very small group of people. So you should definitely focus on if you can do something on that. Last one is time management. Now this is extremely important. You must have seen this everywhere. Everybody focuses on that you should not waste your time, and that is very true. I have two simple ways to manage it. First of all, if something which is not priority, which is not in my long-term goal, I start with a no as an answer. For example, weekend parties, extra parties, and things like that. My first answer is no, I'm not available. I cannot do that. And then later on, I can change based upon if my priority to relax, I can change it. So start with no, and then break your whole day in a 15-minute slots. I will recommend even 10, but if not possible, then 15-minute slots. Your slots should not be more than 15 minutes for finishing or doing anything. The moment you start taking those small blocks, you will find out that how much time any specific event or activities takes in a day for you. So, for example, from waking up till let's say breakfast, how many 15 minutes blocks you have and what you did. The moment you start analyzing those in small pieces, you will figure out where you are wasting so much time and you can do better. And I'm not saying that if you figure out a lot of time not to be wasted, then you start working on those time. No, not at all. I'm not telling anybody to work more. If you have extra time, you can take rest, you can sleep, whatever you want to do, you can do. Just don't waste those time. That is very important. And it can be waste can be, and it can be relative. What is something waste for me might not be waste for you, but you should definitely see whatever is wastage for you, you should not be doing it, and rather than doing something better which you can enjoy or use for your learning or relaxing, and that should be the goal. So yeah, these are the point I wanted to cover. Some important points in the era of AI. AI can take anybody's job, but if you have these skills, you can actually work alongside with AI and make yourself more valuable in the marketplace, which I call the places in the world where you can go and sell your services. Ultimately, you sell your services to any employer or to any business, and these skills can make you more sellable in the marketplace. Please share your comment thoughts on content. If you want to engage, let me know, and like, share, and subscribe. Thank you very much. Take care.